All right, so I'm going to talk about Bird Box, and I know it's silly, right? But I'm going to talk about it because it was actually a really good movie. And some people think it's stupid. They think it's stupid, but I like the movie to the point of where I would watch it again. Now, Noelle likes it, obviously. And we get into a whole thing where we will just binge and watch a whole bunch of stuff. We'll go through on Netflix and we will save a whole list of things. And we still have a long list that we haven't even gotten through. And some of which we can't watch because the kids are up, so we have to wait until they go to bed. So then we're watching stuff late at night, so it's that. And so there's times when we really and truly fall into a show and we just can't get enough of it. Now, right now we are watching You, which is kind of scary. But you wonder, these types of things do happen, right? Like that, that does happen. We're watching that now. And then once that is done, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. Now, it started off, one of the things that we really and truly liked too was Ripper Street. Ripper Street was amazing, but it ended kind of stupid. Like it shouldn't have ended. There are so many shows that I can think of that should have never ended, in my opinion, because they were really, really good. The Sopranos is a good example of that. The Sopranos, I couldn't get enough of. Ripper Street, couldn't get enough of that. I think it's called Con, which was a Netflix series. Couldn't get enough of that. It was really, really good. Now, I understand why they stopped it because it was so expensive and they were filming all the way over in some of these other countries. And it was hard to fly crew from Hollywood over to the middle of Asia and to some of these desert places. And I get it. But it was like, why not make the movies in New Mexico? With that said, Netflix now has actually, in New Mexico, especially Albuquerque, they're big on studios. They have a lot of movie studios there. And Netflix actually purchased one of the studios there in Albuquerque, so they're going to really focus on making a lot more movies there, which I think is great. Because, if you've seen a lot of those, like Breaking Bad and all that stuff was filmed in that general area, right? So it's perfect. But I just wish that Con, which had a lot of desert scenes, would have been filmed in places like New Mexico, and it would have definitely shaved off a lot of their costs. But that's not what this video is about. It's about Bird Box. Bird Box is great, and I think for me it was really, really cool because I like to when I'm watching something to be on the edge of my seat. I don't like to be on the edge of my seat too long. And to be honest with you, it was kind of putting me on the edge of my seat a little bit too long. And I'm not going to, like some people, discuss the whole thing and give out names of the characters and all that. I'm not going to do that because then it ruins the show for people. I did a poll on this to see who's actually seen it. There were some people who hated it, but it was a small group. There was a lot of people who wanted to watch it again, and there were some people that haven't seen it. So for those that haven't seen it again, I don't want to, just do that. I don't want to do what my mom does when she watches a movie. She tells you the whole movie before it even gets started. So anyway, I'm not going to do that. But it kept me on the edge of my seat sometimes a little bit too much. But I did like the way that it was actually building up the storyline of the people that was there. I do like that. I thought that was really, really cool. Also has Sandra Bullock. Now, Sandra Bullock, I think, is a very underrated actress, in my opinion. I think that not only is she I think she's hot, but to me, she's just an underrated actress. I did a poll once asking about, I think I did, or either I wanted to do a poll asking about underrated actors, name them. Because to me, there's a lot of them, and she's one of them. But I think the movie was really, really, Noelle and I discussed this. We think that the movie was really successful because you have such a big name like Sandra Bullock. And I think that Netflix in the future should book people like that because you'll get a lot of success. Not necessarily, but it seems like this was a huge success, and it was. But also what's really cool about this too is there's certain actors I follow, right? Like I kind of follow. we follow some of the people that are on Terrace House. Terrace House is basically a show that is kind of like Big Brother here, but it's a show that's in Japan. And they have a house, and there's 6 people that live there, 3 men, 3 women. They're going there to find love, typically. And a lot of them either work close by or what have you. And it's really cool because they take off and fly to Tokyo or what have you. They had one season that was in Hawaii, but all the other seasons have been in Japan. And it's really cool because I get a chance to kind of see Japan, and that helps my whole love of Japan. It helps get my fix. But also it gives us an idea, too, of just how the people are. And so it's a really, really cool show. And that's a show that Netflix actually is producing and took over from, I think it's called Fuji Films, I believe is who has it there. But we follow those individuals, right? So there's so many different people. They come and go constantly, right? They're not booted off like they are in Big Brother. People just say, well, I think I'm going to end my time here. And so it's a really, really fascinating show. And so we follow a lot of the people on that show on Instagram, believe it or not. But I also follow people who are like famous. And one of them, Trevante Rhodes, which plays in a character in Bird Box. I'm not going to say who, but he's one of the main characters in Bird Box. Follow him because he's really and truly becoming like this big, he's like Sam Worthington, right? You never heard of him at all until all of a sudden he did 2 big movies back to back, right? Before that, I think he was like homeless. But he did Avatar, which was huge. And then he did, what's it called? I have it over here. Clash of the Titans. And so it was like he did 2 big movies back to back. And so I followed him and I was like, man, this is awesome. But with Trevante Rhodes, same thing. I mean, he's done movies, but, really he hadn't really been on the radar. He did Predator, and then he's also in Bird Box, right? So I follow people and I follow kind of the direction that they're going, and it's kind of like, what's your next project and that type of thing. I also look to see like what are they doing in the communities, are they helping people, or are they a nice person, that type of thing. So to me, I really and truly liked Bird Box. One of the crazy things has been, and I thought it was pretty cool, the memes that have been out there too. It's just funny. A lot of the memes that were actually going around was pretty funny. But I thought instantly when I was watching the movie, people are going to actually do this. I think, I was thinking people are going to actually do some of the stuff that they see in Bird Box, or they're going to come up with their own thing. And literally just a couple of days ago, a teenager was in Utah and they drove with their eyes covered. You know what I mean? Like, why would you do something like that? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Sometimes I think that people just, again, it's doing stuff just to get attention. And that, I don't understand that. I don't understand why people would do just anything at all in order to get attention or to get likes or to get people to, I don't get it. Social media is a powerful thing, but it's not, to me, it's not worth it to do something that stupid. But anyhow, I figured that probably, because there's been other stuff that people have done, but it hasn't been that drastic. There's been people who have, went to grocery stores and, without talking too much about the film, but they, went to grocery stores with their eyes covered and all this other stuff. And, of course, Netflix released statements saying, please don't do this. We appreciate that you love this movie, but please don't go and do these types of things. It's dangerous, blah, 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 blah. They released the statement, and still, this girl, teenager, she got in the car blindfolded. Well, she drove down the highway blindfolded. I don't know. But anyhow, let me know what you think. If you haven't seen Bird Box, I would definitely say do it. It's a pretty good movie, I think. You may think it's stupid. Noelle says it's a... there's another movie that was done before this that they kind of mimicked this movie off of. I don't know. She would have to tell you. I can't remember what she said. Noelle is big into knowing like movie facts, and she's big into knowing songs. You can play pretty much any song, and she will know the artist, typically. Doesn't matter what genre, doesn't matter what year came out. She pretty much knows a lot about music. Some of which I'm like, I've never even heard of these people. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about Bird Box. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.